How can I figure out who I am?
You're asking me? You want me to tell you who you are?
I think it's something that we all want to know. We want answers to that big question, who we are.
You've tried looking in the mirror?
That's got to be one of the most difficult questions you could ever ask. And this is, you know, such an important question. It sounds fruity, but it actually is a very important question to ask.
I think typically people do look at the world around them, at people around them, and even at themselves, you know, to find out, you know, who am I, what's my place in the world.
You know, because everyone senses this at some point in their life, you know, who am I, what kind of person am I?
A lot of things you'll do out of character, you know, the way you have been moulded by people who influence you. Might not have been parents, might have been school teachers, grandparents, might have been anyone.
Because from who you are stems your behaviours, stems your aspirations and your goals in life.
But they essentially mould us in those early years. From that, obviously, we make our own choices, and from that, we live by those choices.
I've seen a lot of people approach this question in a way that I don't find healthy.
I could tell you how not to figure out who I am, and that would be by, I guess, just taking in what society, what the world says you are, or who you are.
To a large extent, we are able to decide what kind of person we're going to be.
Who wants to be a second-rate someone else, you know?
Often people trying to figure out who they are by looking outwards at, you know, like what they can achieve, or the kind of girls they can date or guys they can date, or their family, or the kind of job they have, or how good they are at something.
I believe God created us all unique and individual.
And, you know, that's all good if you are really successful or rich or funny or smart or good looking. You know, that could be okay, maybe even for the short term. But when you let those kind of things define you, anytime you have a failure, obviously then you would see yourself as a failure.
But how you know who you are is what's important to you, what do you value in life?
If you were to become poor, well, are you a poor person now? You know, I think if you're always letting external things define you, then it's a very shaky way to live. It's not constant.
What you set, you know, as your priorities in life, and what you set out to do with your life, and who you live for.
You know, I mean, I'm a Christian. I choose to allow what God says about me define who I am.
Well, for myself, I can only speak for myself, but my value comes from Jesus.
It's a lot more constant to allow God to define you than to allow things that you do or say define you.
That's how I found who I am and my value and my worth, and I fit.
And I know for me, like, I live for God, so that is who I am is based on who He says I am.
By trusting in Jesus, I fit in this world. I have place, and sure, it's bumpy. It's a bumpy road, but you know, a lot of that's my own doing too. So yeah, just trusting in Him, and yeah, I know I fit.